The determination here I'm talking about is not killing oneself, it's practicing. It's understanding what you're doing. That's the definition right. Okay, so if you engage in very intensive or extensive practice, you should know how to get to that beforehand. As far as I'm concerned, I'm pouring out all I need to pour out. And I'm giving the same thing I give to those who have gotten 8 and 8.5, right? So but it just requires one's personal effort, applying whatever we are learning, and still doing some personal discovery. You will do discoveries. Then don't get yourself confused because of learning different teachings from different places that you are not sure of their schemes. It will get you even more confused. People did that, they failed. When they came back and told them because of YouTube, they're watching content that were not tailored towards what IELTS wants. And you filled your mind with them and went and poured out and missed the whole process up. So they got back to me and I told them, go back, study this, study this, study this. And they did it at passed.
Too many books.
Too many, so you just need to be careful, know the contents you watch and sink into your mind so that it doesn't mix everything.
Sorry, sir. Since we are this not started, yesterday I learned that once you are given in reading the answers, if the first answer, after the first answer, the second answer will come next, the third answer will follow suit.
I don't understand. Normally, after the second, I just need to follow.
So no, in the passage, once you get the first answer, say in the first paragraph, you should know that the second answer is in the second paragraph. Not always.
There are topics that follow that. There are topics that the answers are randomly placed. You have to search. So it depends on the topic you're treating. Okay, so let's look at listening. Yesterday we started the listening test. We were able to learn about the 3 T's. Remember we talked about the tricks, or the trick, which is also called the bracket trick, where we learned how to apply brackets around our answers during listening tests that we're not so sure whether what we heard was actually what was said. Because when you write something you've heard and what you feel you've heard is not actually what was pronounced, the answer automatically will be incorrect. So one of the easiest ways to stay safe when you are unsure about what you've heard is the application of bracket trick. And we learned yesterday that the bracket trick works perfectly only when you take the instructions seriously, because it works hand in glove with instruction. If instruction says write no more than one word and or a number, this simply means that your answer can be a one-word answer, it can be one word and a number answer, it can be just a number without a word, right? If an instruction says write no more than 2 words and or a number, it means your answer must not be 2 words all through. It simply means do not write beyond 2 words. However, that your answer can fall between one word and a number, 2 words and a number, and a number without a word can fly. Because some people get it mixed up and they feel that, okay, since it says write no more than 2 words, they are busy writing two words in every answer on that particular section. If you do that, there is the possibility that 60% of those two words will be incorrect, because some answers may require just 1 word alone and it's perfect. Now, we also learned yesterday that if an instruction says write no more than 3 words and or a number, it doesn't mean you should write 3 words all through. No, that's not what that instruction is saying. The instruction is emphasizing on do not exceed 3 words, no matter what you want to write. But your answer can fall between one word and a number, one word and a number, two words and a number, three words and a number, or even a number without a word. That's perfect. Now, how then do we apply the bracket trick according to what we learned yesterday? Okay, so the application of the bracket trick, for instance, once it says write no more than one word, we learned that since it is just one word, some persons may be wondering, why should I apply bracket trick? Since it's just one word and I've heard that one word. Yes, it is one word you heard and it may be correct. But how sure are you that what you heard is in the right form? So the bracket trick helps you to stay safe, considering whether the answer should be in singular or plural. Because there are some tricky words that once it is pronounced, you can't be 100% sure if the word has an S. That's the plural version. Or if the word has TH, because of the sound the TH gives us. So to play safe, once you get such words, you can simply put your S in bracket beside the singular version of that word. You put the S in bracket. So that if what was pronounced for that particular word is the singular version, that bracket you've applied around the S becomes optional and ignored. However, if they want the plural version of that word, that S that's in bracket will be acknowledged and it works with the singular word to become plural. So this places you safe. When you're treating date of birth, you realize that when the date of birth is given, you may realize or you may consider whether the word or the figure was pronounced alongside the superscript. The superscripts are S, T, N, D, R, D, T, H. Superscripts. First, second, third, fourth, and all that. So when the date of birth is given, the month will be pronounced, and then the day, which is the number. If it's given and there is superscript pronounced alongside, you may not 100% confirm that there is superscript. Letters or days or numbers such as 6. So when 6 is pronounced, there is probability that what was pronounced is 6. Because of SIX, then TH becomes very silent, minute, becomes very silent. So some persons cannot be 100% sure whether that X is just where it ended or there is XTH, 6. So because of that, put your TH in bracket. 10. Yes, please.
It's confusing. That memory like this is correct.
I was born on September the 6th. September the 6th. If an audio says, I was born on September the 6th. Okay, so yes, based on what we learned yesterday, September the 6th, we give you September the 6th. So if it's written right no more than one word, you cannot put the as part of your answer. No, the. September the 6th, something like this. So you have this guy, September the 6th. Let's assume this is what the audio pronounced, and you've heard it, and the instruction says write no more than one word and or a number. So here, according to what the audio gave you, is September the 6th. If you had to write September the 6th, automatically that will be incorrect because you have two words and a number. So that goes against, it contravenes the instruction. So you are to eliminate the and then have September 6th. Yes, please. So now, because of the pronunciation September 6th, you can't be 100% sure if the 6 is just, if the 6 is just SIX or SIXTH. This is what we're talking about. So because of how it is written in figure, this TH goes as superscript to 6. Do you understand?
Is there any other way they want to confuse us more?
Well, it can be
If
10.
they say 6th September,
6th September, 6th September, definitely the TH superscript is compulsory by standard.
okay, this is September 6th. When you hear 6th September, you write it this way.
Yes, compulsorily. It's supposed to come this way.
No, the 6th is coming before the September.
If the day comes before the month, this superscript is usually compulsory by standard. But if the month comes before the day, by standard, you are not supposed to put superscript. You are not supposed to.
If the month.
If the month comes before the day,
Okay.
you are not supposed to put superscript.
Okay.
That's why you hear people say August 20, not August 20th. That's wrong. So, but because you can't be too sure in IELTS, that's why you bring in a bracket trick, just in case. Okay, so that's for one word. For two words, we also learned how to apply the bracket trick around the supporting word. We talked about what two words did we use yesterday?
We use the
Gallant
soldier.
Gallant soldier. So the gallant is an adjective describing the soldier. So the soldier is actually the main idea. So what you should put in bracket is the gallant, because it is the supporting word. So you put gallant in brackets and leave soldier open. So by this, if the IELTS examiner marking your script has only soldier as the correct answer, since gallant is in brackets, it's been marked correct. And if they want both gallant and soldier, because it says two words, everything is acknowledged. Even though it's in brackets, we don't acknowledge.
Okay. Yesterday we talked about famous and popular.
That's the test.
What if I make a sentence that he is the famous Golden Eaglet player that captained the team, or that scored the decisive goal, and I say the under-17 national team is the most popular amongst our national team. Does it make
Is this speaking test or listening test?
to speaking?
Maybe we'll come back to this.
Okay.
Okay.
Hello?
So now, once you are able to know how to apply the bracket trick around
Hello?
your answers, it helps you to stay safe. It places you safe. We also learned about the tips. Yesterday we learned that you should read the questions, the instruction before starting any section. Understand the number of words that you expected to write as your answer. You should read the questions before the audio begins to play. And when you read the question, identify the key words in this question, because that's what the audio will paraphrase. We learned that people fail to hear the answers because they don't realize that the audio is paraphrasing the question. So they are busy waiting for the audio to read the question exactly the way it is written on their question paper. So while they are waiting, audio is already treating those questions using their synonyms and alternative words. So they won't realize when answers are said. They would only get to hear that is the end of your section 1. You may now transfer your answers. At that point, it becomes down on them that they've missed a good one. So you need to read the questions, identify the keywords in each question, so you are able to recognize when the audio is paraphrasing the question. We also learned that you should write your answers while the audio is playing. Now you are free to write about 2 answers beside each question on the question paper. then transfer the one that is more appropriate onto your session. We're also told that correct spellings in listening test is very important. We're also told that yesterday that when you are not so grounded or exposed with regards to punctuations, that you should write all your answers in block letters, capital letters, all through, from question 1 to 40, capital letters. So it helps you to stay safe. Then for techniques, yesterday we learned about the use of paraphrase. How the audio paraphrases what is written on your question paper. From words, the audio changes it to figures. From figures that's written on the question paper, audio paraphrases it to words. Then we also learned about how words or figures on the question papers can be paraphrased to fractions and percentages. And then lastly, yesterday we learned about how the audio paraphrases what is written on your question paper in words and in figures to general terminologies. Today let's look at sections of the 4 sections of the listening test. Now the listening test is divided into 4 sections, as you often hear during your practice. It begins by telling you section 1. You would hear a discussion between blah blah blah. Now let's understand. Section 1 of every listening test is usually a dialogue. The section 1 of every listening test is usually a dialogue. What's a dialogue? Do you know? You don't need dialogue. So, do you know what a dialogue is?
Yes.
Please, what is a dialogue?
A discussion between 2 persons.
The dialogue is actually discussion between 2 persons or 2 parties. Some definitions, some dictionaries will tell you dialogue is a discussion between or conversation between 2 or more persons. Now, in listening test, section 1, your dialogues are usually via telephone calls. 80% will come via telephone calls, where a person would phone in to either make inquiries or lodge a complaint or report a situation. Now, during such conversations, these are possible things you should look out for. These are potential answers you should pay attention to during your listening test. So the first thing there is a name. You would realize that if name is supposed to be a part of your answers, on your question paper, the first name will be written, then there will be a blank beside it. This simply means you would need to provide the other name. And that other name will be given to you by the caller. So the customer care personnel would ask, I would like to get some information about you. What's your name, please? And the person who says, my name is Michael Jordan. And Michael is written on the question already. So Jordan is what you need to write. So if Jordan is a popular name, it's not going to be spelled. It will be spelled if it's a popular English name. But if it's not a popular English name, it's going to be spelled. If it's not even a native English name at all, automatically it will be spelled. Some can be Mexican names, Chinese names, depends. So they spell. Now during their spellings, you should be careful with how these letters are pronounced. How do they sound this or spell these letters? Any word or any name that has these letters. Some people usually mix them up. So this is pronounced as I. You must be very conversant with it. This is pronounced as I. You must be conversant with it. This is pronounced as R. The vibration of the R with the alveolar ridge is not sounded. Non-native speakers will always make it very explosive and vibrating. R in some cases. But the native speakers will tell you R, R. Then this guy is pronounced as W, while you pronounce as W, they pronounce as double U. You need to be conversant with these letters.
W.
So that you don't write UU. Okay, so name is usually common. Second, you look out for telephone numbers. If telephone numbers are supposed to be part of your answer, or is supposed to be part of your answers, you should pay keen attention to the numbers or digits being called out. Also, pay attention to your question paper. Sometimes you get to see that the numbers are already written on, 4 numbers will be written on your question paper. You'll be required to provide the remaining digits. But where the confusion comes in is when the caller is giving the phone number, they begin from the part that's written on the question paper. That if you are not careful, you start writing what is written on the question paper as part of the answers, and that will make the answer incorrect. So you have to pay attention to what is provided and listen attentively to be sure that this is not what the person is calling. If the person is repeating this, please do not write. Continue from after these two, whatever number the person calls is what you then write.
Okay, if this one is on
the question
paper,
do not write even if the person is repeating it. You have to continue from after two. In the professional way of calling numbers, this is called O, not 0.
0.
It's not 080, it's 080. So you need to learn that too. Now next we have date of birth. Date of birth is we learned about that yesterday. So if the month comes before the day, you are expected to consider if superscript should come. If you want to factor that in, please put it in bracket. Superscript. No more superscript. But if the day comes before the month, superscript is very compulsory. And you cannot be too sure. Still put it in. When you are spelling any of the months, please don't abbreviate. Every month should be spelled. Every month should be spelled in full. Then address. If address is required to be part of your answers, please ensure to listen attentively and also read what is provided on your question paper. Because if you are expected to fill in any missing information on the question paper, it will be said. And of course, the person giving his or her address will also read out what is on the question paper. At the same time, provide what is missing. So you have to be attentive to write only the part that is missing, that's all. Sometimes it could be the street name or the street number. It could be the postal code or the postcode. Then nationality, you are expected to know how to write the nationality of various countries. It's never spelled. They expect you to know it. Please, are we familiar with nationalities? Madam, are you familiar with nationalities? Are you familiar with nationalities? Someone from Nigeria is called the what? Gina.
Sir.
Please switch on the microphone quickly. Someone from Nigeria is called what? Nigeria. Someone from Nigeria is called Nigeria. No, that's not correct. The person from Nigeria is called. The person from Nigeria is called what?
Nigerian.
Nigerian. That's nationality.
Niger.
The person from Niger.
Nigerian. Nigeria.
Niger. My pronunciation. Niger.
Nigeria.
Nigeria. Please spell.
Nigeria.
This is your brother. The person Nigerian.
Wait. I think maybe before the EIR.
Pardon?
Is it correct?
This is from Nigeria.
I'm talking of Nigeria.
Nigeria. So this is
Okay.
the person from Niger.
So
The
Nigeria.
person from Cameroon.
I don't know now. I told you I don't know.
But
Why
you
did
should have
them
picked-
say it now?
You should have picked it now. You should have picked it now.
I don't know what I'm saying now. I don't know.
Cameroonian.
Cameroon. The person from Canada.
Canadian.
Canada, you know Canadian.
That's
Or the
our-
spelling.
That's our country.
D-I-A.
You know everything about it.
Oh my God.
As you they call African country, the Versa.
Because they will not even call them. So, yeah.
Okay. A person from Chad is called what?
A Chadian.
Chadian.
Oh, you have yours. Wow.
A person from Egypt.
Egyptian.
A person from Togo. A person from Togo is called what?
The Togolese.
Togolese.
The person from
A person from Ghana.
UK.
The Ghanaian.
Ghanaian. A person from the UK is called what?
The Briton.
A
Briton.
who is a British?
Somebody from UK.
So a person from UK is what?
London.
A Briton.
Who is a British?
London. Okay.
Britain is the place. Britain is more like a colony comprising of so, but all of them that make up the Britain is called British. A person from England is called what?
An Englishman.
You need to put man.
An English.
So when someone asks you what's your first language, don't say English because you are not from England. A person from the US is called what?
An American.
A person from Argentina,
Argentinian.
Argentinian. Who is an Argentine?
An Argentine. Okay. Somebody from Argentina.
A person from Mexico.
Mexican.
A person from Morocco.
Moroccan.
A person from Jericho.
Jericho. Jerichonian.
So when someone from Mexico is Mexican, Morocco is Moroccan, Jericho be what?
Jerican.
Okay. So Jericho is just a city.
Yeah.
Not a country. So you need to know nationalities. They only say it, you don't want to spell. They won't spell it. So it's important to know who these people are called. So even if you don't know the pronunciations, know the spellings.
London.
Now, email. If email is supposed to be a part of your answers, it will be called out. The makeup